Hey, welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Hope everybody's doing well there. If you guys could subscribe, that'd be great, and appreciate you stopping by, recording here on a Wednesday night. It is August 20th, the worst month of the year, nearly over, although a happy belated birthday to our beloved Frog Boy, even though you were born in just a terrible month. I don't know what to say. Today's National Radio Day, though. I didn't know that. I was perusing some of the gram, and I was like, yeah, man, I gotta maybe post something, take it down memory lane. It is interesting, man. I'll get into the heat here in just a second because there's some heat things that were happening today, some stuff that was pretty goosies galore with Erik Spoelstra. Man, radio is it's everything I could have hoped it could have been when I got into this, and I got my first internship at $7.90 the ticket back when I was, graduating from Barry University, and cutting up Panthers games to producing for some really great talent to getting a chance to host and report on some really cool events and cover some incredible D Wade games, cover Big Three games, host radio shows the night LeBron decides to come to Miami, to doing, producing Morning Drive during championship seasons, to doing Morning Drive, to, it really has been an incredible ride. And I think the thing that's the most fun and what's been great about you guys tagging along whatever platform we've been on, which it's still a blessing to do it every single day on now 104.3 WQAM, is just the laughs, man. So many laughs, so many incredible times that, no matter how the day is going or what's going on, there's two things that I always love. I love being able to react to something that we all kind of rally around or cry over or can be together on. If it's the worst loss, you usually feel better after doing a show about it. If it's the best win, you feel even on more of a high after it's over because everybody's together with it. And it's just been full of incredible experiences and meeting really awesome people. And to go from, learning from incredible talents that I've gotten to working with incredible talents to, now teaching a lot of people who are up and coming and, adapting along the way and figuring out stuff, going from a guy who didn't even want to do anything on a camera, didn't even want to necessarily be on a mic that much, to where we are today, where everything is everything, everything is a content avenue, and it's become really cool to see. I think it's awesome to see more people have avenues to either make content, create content, consume content. It's been a really interesting ride to see all of that unfold. And so here on National Radio Day, it's a cool thing just because that's really what I wanted to just do from the start. I wanted to be working in radio, not ever necessarily being on the radio. That is where it led to. But it's been a dream, man. It's been absolutely unbelievable because I never know when it's going to end on the radio side of things. I hope that it goes on forever, but you never want to take that stuff for granted, and I never really do. So really an absolute blast. It's been a fun career, and I appreciate everybody who tunes in and checks this stuff out. So that's enough stuff down memory lane. Let's get to what happened today, and that was some goosies galore. Erik Spoelstra is boots on the ground in Europe. Erik Spoelstra is checking out Pelle Larsson and is going to check out tomorrow in Serbia, is going to go check out Nikola Jović. Jović, dude. And this is very exciting. He went on Swedish TV. I saw a couple of accounts tweet out. This is from Wade X Flash on Twitter, who transcribed what he said and put out the clip from SVT. And he says on Pelle, what he does are the things that we value. He makes winning plays. He will continue to get better because he has a great work ethic. And outside of that, he's just a great human being. which is really cool. It is cool that Spo is getting to do this. Remember last year he was with Team USA, so he's with Bam. He's with, the likes of Anthony Edwards, LeBron, that whole crew. So now he gets this different opportunity this year where he gets to go and see the avenues of the guys on international play. I'm especially excited to see what Spo's got for the Serbian national team, because he's really expressed a lot of respect for Coach Pesic. That Svetislav Pesic, he's like always refers to him as that coach, but he's always seemed to rave about the respect. So I'm kind of excited to see what kind of if there's anything that Spo can kind of pick his brain on, if there's anything that he sees with Nikola Jović that could be of use to him. Same thing with the Swedish coach, but Sweden is not necessarily like the favorite in Eurobasket. They've actually been struggling. Pelle today, I think he had 13 points, 3 of 10 from the field. I couldn't watch the game. I really have been trying to watch these international games, but I couldn't log into SVT. It was very hard for me. I could not get into it, and I couldn't find a YouTube link for it. Spo also said on the broadcast on Sweden that he enjoys the surroundings, the match, the passion. It's lots of fun. It's my first time in Stockholm. I had dinner with Pelle and his family yesterday, and today I've been sightseeing in Stockholm all day. It's a very good match. You can see how much it means to Sweden. Hell yeah, dude. But it is like something they're still like building over there. And so it's cool because Pelle's been kind of looked upon as the dude, right? Not necessarily the case for Nico, though he had that awesome game last week where he was the dude, but they still have the Joker. Like the Joker's the dude. Bogdanović is the captain. Pelle is like really starting to do it. Maybe he could get Gustav Forsling to be on his team. I don't know if he wants to turn in the skates, though. I think he's having a lot of success with the Cats. You know what? Let's scratch that idea. Pelle said on Erik Spoelstra being there, he said it means a lot. He says, we haven't had much one-on-one time in Miami yet, so it was great to get to know each other a little bit more off the field, and he got to meet my family, and it means that he cares. So that's kind of an interesting thing. Like, Spo making this effort is pretty cool because you think about everything that happened last year, that you maybe not get those moments. You're in the grind of a season. You're trying to mesh everybody together. You're this rookie that's coming over here. You're trying to make it known. But I do think that Erik Spoelstra making the effort, because, like, look, this is not his starters as of right now. I mean, maybe Nico wins a starting job. These are not necessarily, like, his A's or B. Like, these are, for right now, for a better case, like, maybe, like, his 5th, 6th, and 7th guys on the roster. And for Spo to go across the world to go check him out and to go to Sweden, yeah, you get to see some cool stuff. But then you're going to make another 3-hour flight to Serbia to go check out that, and I'm sure it's going to be an awesome atmosphere because you're going to have, Luka versus Joker and all that. But I just think I got to give a lot of credit to Spo, and I believe Adam Simon's there as well. So shout out to Adam Simon, because I saw that the Heat tweeted out a picture of Spo, Adam Simon with Pelle's family, and I think that's awesome by them to be out there and checking this kind of stuff out. I think that shows, we've talked about, like, what the harmony is going to be for this team, and I do think that they need to get off to an important start. But I do think you could definitely see this seems to mean a lot to Pelle that Spo came out to Sweden, who, again, is not necessarily known. I think they took on, like, Estonia today or something like that. It's not Slovenia versus Serbia, right? Like, where you're like, oh, I'm going to see some high-level basketball here. I'm going to see, like, the best of the best. You're going to see your guy and see, what he means to his country. And I just think that's a cool thing by Spo to do. So, really, really awesome move from his standpoint. And I do think that's going to go a long way for Pelle, for them to know each other, for him to learn the player. Pelle's just been, he's looked like dynamite this offseason. Like, he's so aggressive and he's so ferocious in everything he does. I really, really cannot wait to see this season for him. I really, really can't. So, and then I'm very curious to see how beneficial this trip to Serbia is going to be, and Spo getting to see what Nico's done, because I think that they have been pretty impressed with all the stuff that he has done this summer. He's had a whole healthy summer to get right, get strong, and make an impact, and Spo laid out the the mission that he has for Nico going into this thing. And so it'd be really cool if he has a big game tomorrow. I'm very much looking forward to that. I got to find a way to watch that one way or another. So we'll keep an eye on Boots on the Gram. We'll see what Erik Spoelstra has as far as that's concerned. By the way, speaking of Heat players, Drew Smith, he addressed some of the beat reporters today, Anthony Chang, Ira Winderman, and he seems pretty confident that he's going to be ready for training camp. He had talked about his way back and how he's doing, and he said on his rehab, he said it's been going really well. I feel like the trajectory as far as the rehab stuff goes, started to do some contact stuff. I haven't jumped fully into 5-on-5. I'd say that's probably here in the next few weeks. I think it's all basically going to be on how I respond to live sessions. The goal is obviously to be ready by camp, and I think as of right now, with no setbacks, that's kind of what we're looking at, which, look, is awesome news. It's hard to gauge on exactly what Drew's role is going to be with the team, but certainly with the trade of Haywood Highsmith, if he is back to himself, like, that is going to be another boost for the defense. And he was asked about where he is on his injury and if he can be back to where he was. He says, I don't really see why not. I wouldn't say this has necessarily been any worse of a rehab than ACL. I think that Jeff, the Heat Senior Director of Rehabilitation, Jeff Ruiz, who I work with every day, has done an incredible job. I don't see any reason why I can't get back to being myself. The few times that I've been out on the floor, I feel really, really good. I feel like I'm moving well. I hope that is the case. We don't know. It's going to be obviously different when he's out there guarding the best of the best as opposed to just feel on things. But that is good news from Drew Smith, because I was like, man, he had an Achilles in December. Like, what is the best case scenario for this of him coming back and being full go? So it sounds like he is that he is well on his way, and that he is very much close to completing this kind of a rehab. So that's good news for Drew Smith.